All right, time for the daily briefing. Welcome to it. I'm J.R. Lewis. Pleased to have you with us on KLAM and KCDV or on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Cordova TV. However you get the information, we're pleased to be able to provide it. And our visit today is with Mayor Koplin. So let's get right into that. Mayor Koplin, why don't we start today with the testing numbers, because we keep doing a lot more of that. What are our statistics?
So we have proctored 864 tests to date. 863 of those have come back negative. The one positive case several weeks ago has recovered. So we, at this point, have tested about a fifth of our summer population.
Okay, so 0 active results, 0 tests pending, and still the capacity of well over 1,000 tests?
Yep.
Okay, well, there's been some talk about expanding testing out to the airport, and the information seems to be a little bit in flux. But just kind of in summary, for anybody who's wanting to come to Cordova or who's wanting to communicate with people who are going to be traveling to Cordova from outside, could just kind of summarize what the IMT's position is on that, how it works.
You bet. So if you're traveling to Cordova, the state of Alaska does have a mandatory 14-day quarantine rule. However, there's some things you can do to avoid that or in lieu of that. You can arrive with a negative test within 72 hours of travel, and then get a voucher for a repeat test in 7 to 10 days, within 7 to 10 days of arrival. And you can get tested as soon as possible on arrival and quarantine until initial negative results show up, and then repeat at 7 to 10 days. So either test before you get here or shortly after you get here, quarantine until you get a negative result on either end, and then get a follow-up test 7 to 10 days after. And we do recommend that arrivals to Cordova use the curbside pickup of restaurant food, so forth, and take out for 14 days. We do continue to have our masking requirement in Cordova if you're unable to social distance of 6 feet or more. And we do recommend to continue social distancing.
Yeah, well, it's the combination of the two that most of the scientists are saying is the best combination right now. So the local team seems to be on par with that. Now, we've also heard about various types of relief coming out, CARES Act funding, and there's been a fair amount of talk about housing relief. The public information officer has some information for us here on the AHFC program. So what should people know about that?
Yeah, well, one of the concerns with the high levels of unemployment are people being able to pay their rents or pay their home mortgages. So the state has put $10 million into the Alaska Housing Finance Housing Relief Program. And what that does is allows you to pay your mortgage or your rent up to $1,200 for 1 month. And the way this program works is that they're trying to help as many Alaskans as quickly as possible. And if you have experienced a loss of income due to COVID-19, then you can apply for that 1 month of mortgage or rent relief, not to exceed $1,200. And it's not really a first-come, first-served program. It's really needs-based. So the application window is opened as of June 15th, and that will be open until June 26th. So now's the time to apply. And what the Alaska Housing and Finance Corporation will do, because there's limited funds, is they'll pool all the names together using an established best practice, and then they'll pull a statewide lottery. So everyone that's eligible will all go into the hat together, and then they'll select from those applicants. And then at that time, you'll have to provide the information that verifies your identity, your loss of income, and proof of monthly rent. And then if you were drawn unqualified, then you can get that relief. If not, they'll just keep going back to the bin until the $10 million is used. So there is more detailed information about this program at alaskahousingrelief.org. And that website is also where they're accepting applications through midnight on June 26th. And they're scheduled to start making disbursements from that program in July.
Okay, and if people want to learn about eligibility or how to apply, the acceptance process, alaskahousingrelief.org, you said, is that the way to?
Exactly. AlaskaHousingRelief.org is a website that'll get you to that program application.
Now, I see here, too, that the Salvation Army has continued to be a good asset. We've talked before about applying for a certain amount of relief through them, and then their food pantry, of course, is busy. Do we know when the next one of those is coming up?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, in addition to assistance with utility bills and other needs, the Salvation Army has also been hosting a food pantry here. And the next distribution day is going to be next Monday, June 22nd. And that's at the Salvation Army right here at 514 First Street. And that's going to be from 4 to 6 p.m. So 4 to 6 in the evening, June 22nd on Main Street, Cordova, Salvation Army Food Pantry. And they'll have prepackaged food bags and to distribute to those in need of food assistance. And please remember to maintain 6 feet of social distancing.
Sure.
And if you can't make arrangements to pick up that food, you can call 429-6262, and Steve can talk to you about a potential alternative or delivery.
Okay, Steve, you said at 429-6262 to talk to somebody local about that. So that's good that's working. And, of course, a big thanks to everybody that's really digging deep right now and continuing to donate to that. Then I also see some news from the pool. Folks have been waiting to have that as a recreation and exercise option. They started implementing their program yesterday, I guess it was. So how does all of that work?
So yes, the pool is now open for lap swim. And so if you want to schedule an appointment to swim, staff is going to start taking 1-hour appointments for lap swimming yesterday, as you mentioned. And you can call 424-7200 to make an appointment. And the way it works is you'll purchase a pass and then again call that 424-7200 or 424-7282 to purchase a pass over the phone. And Parks and Rec will accept only debit or credit cards at this time for payment. But then you can make an appointment for up to 2 weeks at a time, and you can schedule for one swim in each 48-hour block. So basically you can swim and then skip a day in between swims to allow more participation. And once you get to the pool, all 6 lanes will be available. You'll get an assigned lane. They're going to schedule those out in 10-minute increments. And then locker rooms will be a single use. So you'll have to ensure that you maintain 6 feet of distance while you're showering and dressing. When you get to the pool, there's some requirements. So you can only enter the pool if you're wearing a mask. You need to keep it on at all times, except when you're showering or swimming. You need to go through a health assessment with staff each time you come to an appointment. If you have a fever or symptoms, you won't be allowed to swim, of course. And you're going to have 1 hour total. So once you get your assigned time, clock starts, and you only have an hour to shower, swim, and then shower and disinfect the surfaces that you might have touched, and then leave to allow the next swimmer to start on time.
Okay, and again, you mentioned the phone number, 7282. What are their hours for people to call?
So the open hours for questions or to schedule is 424-7282, as you said, from 8 to 4, Monday through Friday. So from 8 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon, Monday through Friday, you can call to purchase your punch card and make arrangements for lap swim.
Okay. And you mentioned something about disinfecting surfaces. I assume they'll have information on that when you go in, or you can get details on what's expected when people call?
Exactly. When you call to arrange payment and make your schedules, they'll explain in more detail, and then also when you arrive at the pool, they'll have resources.
Okay. Well, that's pretty. That covers most of what we had on the agenda for today. Anything else as we near the end here?
No, just remember that we have that 424 info line. If you have any questions or comments in general about the COVID-19, And for daily informational updates, you can call the 424-WELLLIFE.
All right, Mayor Koplin, thank you very much. We appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Mayor Koplin joining us for the Daily Briefing on Wednesday, June 17th. These are heard on the radio in the 1 p.m., 5 p.m., and 8 p.m. hours on KLAM and KCDV. Also available at youtube.com/Cordova TV. Keep in mind the city still has that website with a lot of good information. It's covid19.cityofcordova.net. We'll get you back to regular programming now on the Clam and the Eagle. Thanks again for tuning in.